Point slope form. Point slope form is an equation of a straight line which could be written whenever we are given a point and slope of a line. In an earlier video, we talked about slope-intercept form. So there, we were given slope and y-intercept. What's the difference between slope-intercept and point slope form then is? Well, in both cases, the slope is given, but in the case of slope-intercept form, you were given a special point, the point on the y-axis. But this time, you're given a point anywhere in the plane, not necessarily on the y-axis. So this is more general, or you can say that slope-intercept form is a special case of point slope form, where the point happens to be a special point. Now, I want to bring to your notice, every point has two coordinates, and slope is a number. So we will use a specific example with numbers, and then we will try to see if we can derive a general formula that can be used in every situation. So say you have a problem, write the point slope form of a line that passes through. So we must be given a point. Let's say 5, 3. Every point has two coordinates, x coordinate and y coordinate, and whose slope. So we are given a point and slope, and again, let's say the slope is, say, 2. And we have to come up with equation. So write the point slope form. So from this information, I'm going to draw my coordinate axis, the x-axis and the y-axis, and 5, 3 is on a graph paper, the grid would be given. So 5, 3 is somewhere here. So this is the point 5, 3. And so the line passes through this point and it has a slope of 2. So let me go ahead and draw a line. So what I know is that this point, this line passes through this point 5, 3, and it has a slope equal to 2. And what I'm trying to do is find, if I pick any point, call it x, y, I got to find a relationship between the x and y values. All right. Just like in slope-intercept form, I'm going to say this. I have to figure out how much the rise is when I go from one point to another, and then how much the run is. So this one I can figure out. Talk about rise is this distance. What I know is the total height of this point above the x-axis is y. So this is y. But I also know that this point has a y coordinate of 3, which means this height is 3. So the rise is going to be the total height minus 3, which is y minus 3. And what about the run? So this run is the same as this run. And what I know is the distance, the horizontal distance of this point is x. And I know that this horizontal distance is 5. So when I want to know how much this distance is, this is my run or this, what I could do is I could take all of the distance from the origin to this point, which is x, and subtract the 5. So the run is going to be x minus 5. So that's how I'm going to get the rise and run. And what do I know? I know that slope is the rise over run, which is y minus 3 over x minus 5. So I found the slope of this line in terms of x, y, and the 3 and 5 that have already been given to me. But I also know that this slope is equal to 2. So that's how the x and y values are related. So just like in slope-intercept form, we don't want to write the equation in that form because it has fractions. So what we will do is we will multiply both sides by the denominator. So I'm going to copy my expression. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by the denominator. X minus 5, and let's write it this way, x minus 5. Then this x minus 5 will cancel this x minus 5, leaving me with just y minus 3 equals 2 parentheses x minus 5. So on the right side, we would have x minus 5 as the additional factor because we multiplied. So this is how the x and y are related. Y minus 3 equals 2 parentheses x minus 5. Now again, we have not used any special properties of 3 and 5. So we can come up with a general formula. So how does the general formula work? Well, let's put this in a box, and I'm going to rewrite the question. Write the point slope form of a line that passes through instead of 5, 3 that I took earlier. Now I want to use letters, and usually we use x with a subscript, so say x1, y1. Now notice I'm not using xy because xy is a general point. The given point, I'm calling it as x1, y1, and whose slope is m. So instead of 2, I'm using m. Now the same reasoning would apply. I would construct the same right triangle. Now this time the rise is going to be not y minus 3, but y minus the y coordinate. So let me just write that part. Y minus y1 is the rise over x minus x1 is the run equals m. Or in other words, if you multiply both sides by the denominator, you get y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Now this is the point slope form of a line. So how does that look? It looks y minus the y coordinate. Now if the y coordinate itself is negative, then you're subtracting a negative number, so it becomes a plus. So you have to be careful when you're working with actual numbers. Equals m is the slope, parentheses x minus x1. Now this looks different from the slope-intercept form, at least in two ways. Slope-intercept form was y equals mx plus b. So there, the left side had just y by itself, and the right side did not have any parentheses. A lot of times, you'll be given a point like 5, 3 and slope 2. So the first step, you could write the point slope form, but then you will be asked to convert it to slope intercept form, which means you just have to simplify to the point where it looks like y equals mx plus b. So if I were to write this, I would distribute the 2 and write this as 2x minus 10, and then I would add 3 on both sides so that I will get rid of the negative 3 on the left side. And that's how we get, that's what point slope form is. You can write down the equation that will look a little bit like this. And this is the actual point slope form in general. But a lot of times you'll be asked to convert to slope intercept form. So that's all I have for this video today. And I'm going to put some practice problems for this video. And just like any time, the answers to the practice problems will be in the video description. So let me read out the practice problems. Write an equation for a line that passes through the given point and has the given slope. So it just says write an equation. So you're free to simply plug these in to the point slope form. So y minus y1 means y minus 5 equals m, which is 1 parentheses x minus negative 2. So x minus negative 2 becomes x plus 2. So that's all you'll be writing there. In fact, I have given you the answer to that. And repeat the process for problems 2, 3, 4. And then I have one other set where I'm asking you to write the slope intercept form of the line that passes through the given point and that has the given slope. And in fact, I have used the same point and slope. So if you look at problem 5, it looks very much like problem 1. So what I want in these 4 problems is to go a step further, simplify, and write it in slope intercept form. And that's all I have for this video. If you're seeing this in 2024, I want to tell you New Year is coming up, and I probably won't have any more videos in 2024. So I wish you a happy New Year, and I'll see you in a different video. Thank you.